Good morning, everyone. Kate and Fiona here for this week's Facebook Live. And today we're talking about the ROI, or return on investment, of having confidence in your career. Fee, I think it's really interesting. We always talk or debrief with clients who have been through the Acts of Confidence program. And one of the things that they always say is, before I actually got into even starting to uncover my relationship with confidence, I had this kind of pre-frame that maybe the solution that I was looking for was, I needed to go and do a course or some leadership training, or perhaps it's soft skill training, which, we know is really important and we're all up for. Us two people who have invested significantly and continue to invest significantly in their own learning. But actually, what they see is it really came back to confidence. And I think this piece around thinking about, what is the value? What's the difference when I start to show up professionally with more confidence? What's the impact? What do I stop doing and what do I start doing differently? And how does that impact tangibly on how I experience the workplace, on the goals that I achieve, on the contributions I make?
Yes. So often we only know so much. We only know what we know, and we think that certain things, and exactly what you're talking about, leadership skills and that sort of thing, that's where I'm going to get this magical thing or this thing. Something's not working. We know that we're not having the impact that we'd like to. We see other people are doing things differently, and we're looking for what's the clue, what's the way I can do that too. And so we go to the default things that we know. And I think the most beautiful thing about this work with confidence has just been so many people understanding for the first time, oh my goodness, this is actually the missing piece. This is the thing. When I've got this inside me, the way I show up at work, the way I do things is completely different. And my relationship with other people changes, and I'm able to actually achieve those career goals that before seemed really hard are now seeing like something I can actually do relatively easily. So the more that you become conscious of what's holding you back and the ways in which maybe you're not showing up in your fully grounded, confident self, the more you can then, think about what is it that I need to do differently. And one of the things we spend a lot of time looking at is being able to ask for what you want. What is it that I'm not currently doing that would be useful to me, useful to my career? And very often when we're not good at asking for what we want, we end up, we're waiting for something. We're waiting until, I don't know, something's ready, or there's a perfect time, or we think someone will listen to us, or we're expecting that others will somehow see our values, see our contribution, and then they'll make the initiative, they'll do something for our career. So the not being able to ask for what we want often gets in the way of achieving all the things we say we would like in life. We'd be able to, speak up, we'd be able to do things differently, we'd be able to create the life we want, and we'd also be able to say no when something isn't in alignment with what we'd like to do.
Yeah, I think I see this one all the time. Work hard, know your stuff, two of the building blocks for core confidence. And just waiting for the opportunities to be kind of delivered to us, I often say on a silver platter, what's your next career opportunity? And I think the more that we stop waiting and we start really leaning in an appropriate, authentic way, but we start asking for the salary we deserve and negotiating those conversations. And I think the important piece here is, some of these conversations will be uncomfortable. It doesn't mean that these are going to be easy, but asking for what we want professionally, if there's a project we want to get involved in, if there is a promotion opportunity on the cards. It was beautiful. On Monday, I was on a mastermind session and someone came, again, we were asking for help, came with a question of, how can I build brand and profile with my possible new boss? And she walked away from the session going, actually, I'm going to apply for that role. I'm going to be the boss. So I think there's a really interesting piece that comes when you start showing up differently. You take maybe some of the limiting beliefs and the rules that we have around perhaps asking for what you want away, and you start showing up. And there is hard, tangible outcomes. We see it all the time in terms of salary increases, promotion opportunities, project opportunities, all of these things that happen for people professionally. And not only in that single moment, it's the stacking impact. It's what happens next, and what happens next. It's the relationships we build. It's the next professional opportunity that comes because I've actually had a shift around how I'm showing up and doing things and the decisions I'm making and the actions I'm taking, that I'm not waiting for all of these things. I'm actually taking what I see, really taking control of what I want in context of career and life.
And the more that we can step into that, that personal power of feeling as though this is me, this is what I'm entitled to, this is what I can do, this is what I can share. It's great for you, but it's also great for the organization. And the more we get comfortable with the uncomfortable, that's a lot of what we talk about with confidence, because when you're not used to doing it, we say this all the time, it's not going to feel easy at first. But the wonderful thing we notice over time is, people say to us, oh my goodness, now that's just the norm for me. Now I'm used to being able to speak up. I'm used to being able to ask for help. That's another one of these, benefits. We talk about the return on investment. Well, being able to ask for help means you can leverage things in your world so much better. We often shy away from asking for help. We're worried about what other people will think. We're worried about, that someone will think that we're not capable. And yet, what ends up happening when we don't ask for help is we're exhausted, we're overwhelmed, we've got this idea we're supposed to do it all ourselves. So there's a real opportunity again, once we step into our fully grounded, powerful confidence, we know that asking for help is an act of confidence. It does mean we can collaborate better. It means we can be more efficient. It means that other people can get involved and help us solve problems. So the more we're able to do that, the more our world expands, but also we're role modeling for other people how important that skill is.
Yeah, I think one of the things I love about all of the acts of confidence is the giving and receiving, or the exchange. Is the more that I ask for help and I collaborate, I build relationships. That builds brand and profile. That makes it easier for me to kind of share my value and contribute more, which makes it easier for me to be able to ask for what I want or be involved in a project. Like, we just start to see all of the acts of confidence and the 10 buildings, all of that just starts to become easier because, I am doing some of these things. I'm learning, I'm learning how to receive a no and not take that personally. I'm learning how to fall down and get something wrong and get back up again and navigate fears. So I think there's such a beautiful piece that when you start on this journey, and it is a journey, when you start on this journey, not only is there momentum that builds in every action we take and decision we make, but actually, the benefits continue to come. And in fact, there's this exponential impact of what happens the more that every act of confidence, say the act of confidence comes before the feeling of confidence, the more acts of confidence that you take, the more that this, strong, solid, reliable, 100% unshakable, unbreakable confidence is there as a resource for you to navigate career and life. So such great work. We have the pleasure every day to participate in these conversations with women, but a really important, what I would say, I guess, decision and pivot point for people in context of career and life. Yes, we're all for study. All of those things are really important as we build skill, capability, experience. And I think, the confidence piece is a game changer, because not only does it take away a lot of the pain and time that it takes to kind of be worried about all of those things emotionally, or even the time from waiting to be, offered opportunities, but it catapults us into a space where, we are in such a state of personal power where we can really own what we want. We can ask for it in a space that really doesn't weaken us, that we, really step into that 100% fully as well.
Yes, I think the gift of this work and the gift for individuals is this is available to us, and it's something that we can connect to. And the more we do it, the more powerfully it becomes part of who we are. And we see this, Kate, all the time in the acts of confidence. One of the lovely things about the course is that people come back a second time. And, just this morning, we've got a few people who've been in a previous round, and just watching them, the way they're showing up in their worlds, the things they're doing, the way they're leading is so much more powerful. And they, constantly crediting what they learned, the skills they learned, the capacity that they created within themselves because they were prepared to really get to grips with their relationship with confidence and make it a resource that they have got. That means no matter what comes at them, no matter how difficult or hard things are in their world, they are equipped to meet it and to actually be able to create opportunities even in the face of adversity.
Yeah. So if you'd like to go deeper with your relationship with confidence, please visit our website coreconfidence.com.au. Of course, if you've got a question or comment about today's live, drop a comment in below, or feel free to reach out to Fiona or I directly. Have a great day, guys. See you next week.